Hey, hello everyone. Super excited and very humble by the opportunity to join you today in your national conference. I love the title so much, keeping it polite. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this next. It's very polite. So, it's a rare privilege for a village boy like me to be participating and moderating a panel with people from the other side of the world. This is what CCL does. This is what CCL brings. And it is very reassuring that a problem that you feel that affects you alone, or your community, or your country alone, you have people across the world, far away in Canada, far away in Ottawa, sitting and discussing the same issues that affect everyone. So that gives us hope in Africa. I'm not here alone, I'm here with my colleagues. First is Kwamee Kwame. He's from Kumasi, Ghana. My sister, Gloria Bulus, is from Nigeria, Kaduna to be precise. And then Precious is from Lusaka, Zambia. Before I get to my guests and my colleagues, I want to congratulate you all for the Greenhouse Gas Pollution Pricing Act that you achieved last year. I will tell you something. When I first joined CCL in 2016, and I had the opportunity to meet with some policymakers in my country, and I mentioned carbon pricing. Here we call it climate income. And the first question will be, has this been done somewhere? It was very difficult for me to answer because at that time, it was just a bill in both Canada and in the US. And as Africans, we always want to wait for the perfect experiment of maybe the US or the UK or Canada before we can adopt. So that became an issue. But last year, we had our very first national conference, and we went there with a pride. And what was a pride? We had in our arm that when anyone asks, has it been done before? Then we probably say, yes, it's currently ongoing in Canada. And everybody became more interested. So let me bring in my colleagues. Let me start with my sister, Precious. Precious, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mike.
So Precious, in 2019, your community in Lusaka, Zambia, was affected by flood. And precisely, your household, your entire household was flooded, completely flooded in 20. I would like you to just briefly share your experience with our colleagues in Canada. And share your experience as a young climate activist who is campaigning against these issues. Haven't you personally been affected by these issues? And as a young girl and a young woman in Africa, how did you feel?
First and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Precious Kalombwana. My pronouns are she, her. First, I would like to, first and foremost, I live in Kanyama. Kanyama is one of the largest settlements located in west of the Lusaka city of Lusaka. Kanyama is faced with a lot of challenges such as flooding, poor sanitation, lack of proper drainage system, and lack of clean water. In 2019, Kanyama was hit with floods, and I was one of the most affected one with my family. I had to move from one place, from my house to another house. It was so devastating with my children. In the process, we lost foodstuffs and properties. Our children was not going to school. Schools were closed due to poor sanitation, as most of the toilets are pit latrines here in Lusaka. We experienced a lot of breakouts of waterborne diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea. It was the most devastating time with my family because my children wouldn't even go outside because of the floods. They wouldn't go to school because of floods. The government had to come in by providing water bowsers and foodstuffs. And the situation was very bad. And I would like to encourage to make sure that the policymakers or the
Precious,
to make sure that all political leaders act on climate change. Can you hear me now, Mike?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we want to make sure that all political leaders and our leaders act on climate change because climate change is real. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Precious. And last year, it was super exciting seeing Precious and Kathy meet one-on-one for the first time in Glasgow. Now let me move over to Accra in Ghana, Kumasi precisely, to speak with a volunteer, one of our oldest volunteers, Kwamee Kwame, who is in Ghana. Kwame, for quite some time, we as CCL Africa have been advocating for climate income. It's called differently. And I know in Canada, it's a Greenhouse Gas Pollution Pricing Act, but we prefer to call it climate income. Now, can you tell us how can climate income help Africa?
Well, good afternoon. It's late afternoon here in Ghana, and the temperature here is about 33 degrees Celsius, quite hot. I'm happy to be here, and I thank everybody, especially the very last speaker. His presentation put a lot of fear into me. And when we talk about the climate income that you just mentioned, what we realize in Africa is that because of our extreme and unique poverty levels, people now go into agriculture, which takes about 60% of the work aspect of the population of Ghana as a form of gamble. They gamble because they cannot confidently say what they would get out of tilling the land. So for climate income or climate dividend, I think that is going to serve, if it is approved and practiced, is going to serve as a form of support, a form of lien on which our farmers and farm families can rely as a constant income, whether it's small or whatever, so that they know that even if they lose their investment, they may not lose everything. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I happen to be very close with the farm families in Ghana. For over 38 years, I have been practicing as an agricultural communicator and a farm radio broadcaster. I have moved along with the farmers, and you realize that what they suffer from is nothing on which they can lean on. There is no support, pure natural weather. So when the crops fail, they are doomed. So the climate dividend or the climate income concept is going to serve as a buffer, something that our poor farmers can rely on going forward.
Thank you so much, Kwame, for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I just want to say before I pass it to Gloria, that with climate income policy accepted or adopted throughout Africa, there will be no need to be giving aid to Africa in terms of aid for food security, aid for poverty eradication. The people themselves will be empowered, and begin to build more resilience to climate change. And that's why we are super happy that we have an example in Canada to always look back to. Now, let me move to my sister Gloria from Nigeria. Gloria, we are meeting today with our volunteers from Canada. What message will you have for them?
Thank you so much, Mike. And I'm really excited that I am part of this meeting and then also meeting with the volunteers from Canada. I mean, there's so much to learn from them. And so my message to them is we look up to them a lot for support. And the kind of support is basically more around capacity because they've had this experience already. And successfully, the carbon pricing is already in Canada, and of which we don't, we're yet to have that in West Africa, in Africa in general. And so Canada has tried, and I think there's quite a lot of learning that we can take from them. And so it's going to be easy if we can tap in from the experience they have, and then we bring it back to our various countries and localize in various countries to what suits us best to be able to have it to have very good results in our various countries. And so my message to them is we look up to you, like I have said earlier, and will still continue to look up to you, especially in terms of your experience and also your capacity. And we're looking at an opportunity where we can tap into your capacity, your energy. I mean, I admire the energy from the volunteers in Canada. Kati has so much energy that I feel, I mean, if she's given the opportunity, she can halt the climate change. And so if we have such energies like 1, 2, 3, and quite a lot of them, I know we can actually make meaningful impact. So we look up to you people, and we hope we'll have opportunities also to be able to share more experience and get to hear about what you're doing, and to be able to build more on our capacities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Kati, I know we are doing quite good on time. So I'll go back again and ask Precious. Precious, can you just give us one example of the work you are doing or you have done with your group, in relation to this issue? Briefly.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, as a group, as a group of climate activists, we came up with we came up with fruit tree planting. We managed to raise funds for food and food support for the people who are affected by the floods last 2019. And we are doing community sensitization. We are also having some strikes here in in Zambia, especially in Lusaka. We're having climate strike, we're having protests, maybe to demand for climate justice to these issues. And we're also having climate date dialogues, especially we're having another climate date this month, talking about one of the most affected with dates. So we are having these dialogues. Thank you.
Thank you, Precious. Kwame, just briefly, one example of the recent action you've carried out, or your group, or the group in Accra or Kumasi have done. Yes.
Yes. I can confidently say that we have two very active groups now in Ghana, starting from my group in Kumasi, which was inaugurated about 4 or 5 years ago through the help of you yourself, David Michael Terungwa. And then the last time we met in Accra, the Accra group has also been formed. I think that our achievements, the greatest is on lobbying, where we have been able to hand over the NDCs, which is the nationally determined contributions, to the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology in Accra, personally. We have also organized several radio programs to create awareness so that more volunteers can come in. The volunteers are coming in by themselves. We are creating awareness. But the latest, which I am proud to mention here today, is that there is a collaboration between the Kumasi chapter and the Mother Earth Project by Dr. Button. And 2 months ago, he sent us 10 parachutes. We are in talking with 5 institutions and one of the local district assembly and then the municipal assemblies, so that this month we are going to hold demonstrations and strike actions so that our work can be seen. But before if you permit me, let me make this point. Ghana is uniquely placed.
Quickly.
And we happen to be in the center of the earth. Ghana is found on the latitude 0 degrees, which is the equator, and then the longitude 0 degrees. And so we are in the center of the earth itself. Now, speaking from the tropics, the center of the earth, to volunteers in Canada, gives me a great opportunity because we are in the tropics and they are in the temperates. So I would wish to thank them especially so that we can work together, exchange ideas, and then we learn from each other. Thank you for now.
Thank you, Kwame. Gloria, briefly, in 30 seconds, if you may.
Okay. So, sorry, I didn't get that. You said in 30 seconds?
Yes, the latest action you've carried out yourself or your group.
Okay, so for our group, recently we had a media roundtable because we felt it's very important that we bring the media up to speed with what is happening around some of our activities and around climate reporting, because we need the media to amplify our voices. So we had media roundtable. We usually have this quarterly media roundtable. Then we also were able to lobby with the Commissioner for Environment, who is the head of the environmental sector in our state, and we were able to establish a permanent dialogue mechanism with him, which allows us to have a monthly meeting. For now, he requested that we have monthly meetings to be able to discuss around issues of climate change and other environmental issues and possible solutions to them. So, I mean, for us, that was a huge one because we had tried to do that several years and then we have not had any success. But with him, the new commissioner, it all went smoothly for us. So that's a good win for us to be able to speak with our elected leaders, our political leaders, and them on possible ways to address climate change. So it's good that we're beginning to have political leaders that are becoming environmental conscious. That will also help us in our fight against climate change to ensure that it's not being wasted. But of course, we have that political buy-in. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. And just a way of concluding, I would like you all to know that all the CCL groups across Africa are at different stages of growth. The groups in Nigeria are already lobbying, while others are still creating awareness, while others are still building up. And I'd like to just share my personal experience. Some of the things I've learned from you, CCL Canada, your strong influence in the media. And I picked that up in one of the group leaders call we had. And then we started engaging the media. So on last month is now April. In March, when the IPCC report came, we organized a media roundtable to break the IPCC report down, looking at the resilience building and what climate income can do with resilience building. And that became a turning point for me as an individual, because after that action, I have appeared on close to, 10 TV stations calling in virtually every week. So on Earth Day, I was on the national TV as well. And immediately after that, a few days ago on Thursday, I was invited back again to the station, and we had a 45 minutes program. And I was just leaving because I mentioned climate income. And then the next thing, okay, we are inviting you to come again in May to tell us much about the climate income. So these are some of the things we have learned from you and will continue to learn, and hoping that you'll be available to provide all the support that not just CCL in Africa needs, but CCL in Asia, CCL in Europe, and even in the US. And maybe my last words will just be to thank Kathy for being, she's more than a friend now, she's now a sister. Thank you so much for your support. And just know that climate income is not just good for you alone in Canada, it's also good for Africa. It is good for the environment, it is good for the climate, and it is good for poverty eradication around the world. So together, we can build a livable world. Thank you very much. Over to you, Kat.
Yeah, you all got lots of applause while you were talking. I wish you could have heard it. And you are all inspirational to me. I've met in person David Michael, Gloria, and Precious, and someday I might meet Kwamee, and you are like family to me now. We've been working together for almost 5 years, and you are superheroes to me. I want you to know that. And we will bring your voices to our MPs. And I thank you again. I think we will conclude the session with a great big round of applause. Everybody take off your microphones and say thank you, please. This would be great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. We have a 6-minute break for those of you who want to take a break, and for those of you who want to sit around and chat and get the latest gossip from Parliament Hill, you're welcome to stay. Yeah. For those of you who missed the first story we had, as people were checking in, last night we went to Parliament Hill. Oh, can somebody pass me that hat? Sophia, or somebody. So last night we went to Parliament Hill with masks on and climate change hats, and there were still bikers there. And everybody was confused because we were also carrying climate change and all sorts of things. We were having lots of fun on Parliament Hill. There's a there's a protest happening in Canada right now. So if somebody want to take a picture up here? So yeah, and you know, we're thinking of you all. I'll just don't let him in the room yet because I don't want him to see us looking like this. Our guest speaker, our next guest speaker is coming in and he's a little bit, oh, here he comes. Okay, hey Michael, welcome, bienvenue. You'll be starting in about 5 minutes. And thanks again, David, Michael, and Kwamee, and Gloria, and Precious, and thank you everyone for being here. I have to make.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. You're such an amazing person and with so much energy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Blessings to you all out there.
It's my honor to work with all of you. Hey, Mike, we were just telling a story for fun. Welcome, Mike. We'll be starting in about 4 minutes, but if we want to do an audio and sound check, that would be great.
Sure.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks very much for having me. How am I sounding?
You are sounding great in the room. How's he sound out there to everybody? Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. And are you okay to share your screen?
Yeah, I was gonna actually just present. I wasn't gonna share slides, if that's okay. Thought
Yeah.
I'd go old school and just talk.
Old school is great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Or maybe that's new school. I don't know, but it's unconventional, I guess.
Oh, that's great. I see you're working from home today.
Yes, that's right. Yep, this is my this is today and every day.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Things are really nice here. I wish you could have been here. We're in the panorama room at the Delta Marriott.
Lovely.
It's the least expensive room we've ever had. And it's the
Okay.
most stunning view of Capitol Hill, of
Wonderful.
Parliament Hill. Thank you, bikers. I think that's why we got such a great deal because nobody was here this weekend. And they were just so grateful that we sat out between the COVID pandemic and the influenza surge that we're experiencing, as well as the bikers. And it was fine here in Ottawa. It was totally
Yeah. Glad
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just give this. Yeah, we can show it after. It's too late. Okay, we'll just give it a couple minutes.
Sure.
Everybody in the room here is just looking out the window. We've got huge windows on either side. Here, I'll show you, just so you can see.
Yeah, fantastic.
You can't see down, but it's a beautiful room. If you ever want to come to the Delta, the other side is, yeah, it's pretty far away. You're not going to see much, but it is beautiful. We're in the penthouse.
Looks like you've got a great setup too. You've got all your audio and visual setup, and
Yeah, we did it in-house.
professional.
Yeah, we did it ourselves.
Well, it's impressive.
Yes. Yeah.
So is everyone who's on the Zoom that I'm actually seeing their names, they're all coming in remote, is that right? They're not necessarily in Ottawa. Is that correct?
Yeah, our goal was to have 20 people come here to Ottawa, and if you count both days separately, yeah, we have 20 different people coming in throughout the conference here, which was great because I didn't want more than that. I was worried about COVID.
Sure.
And then there's a bunch of people online, and they're all leaders across Canada from coast to coast here today. And a lot will watch the recording because it is a work day for many.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,